We are back again, and it's exciting to hear more about what some of the artists are doing this summer. It's been kind of quiet to start, so clearly the artists were just doing fun things. So last week we had Quinn. We have Jake today. We've got more coming up next week. So thank you so much for to joining us on our live stream today, where we're going to be speaking with Jake Fretz. New single out, Made It All. Jake, welcome.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. I have to ask you because you are a reverend.
Officially, as of this Sunday, I will be officially the Reverend. There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Still, though, I mean, those are some pretty big letters.
It's an affirmation of a calling that's been there the whole time. Think of it that way. That's the way I like to be able to approach it. It's ministering to people is just part of who I've been for a long time and what God calls me into. And it lines up so much with the music that, it just makes sense. Yeah. So they might seem bigger to you, but they seem like they've always been there.
Yeah, it's just like that next step for you. So ministry, music, dad, and you are in the throngs of summer. How have you been managing it with the kids not in school?
Yeah, with a lot of fun, a lot of playing games, a lot of jumping on the trampoline. And then we've done a couple road trips. So we as a family jumped in a camper van and drove out to Alberta and played in Kananaskis Park. We went downhill karting at the Olympic Park in Calgary. We also went whitewater rafting just outside of Banff, which I've never done before. And it was amazing. Like the whole family was a little freaked out about it, but it's also a big enough family that we take up the entire raft, us and a guide. So So it was awesome. Did a backflip off the raft into the water, realized it's way colder than I thought it would be. But just, had a great time. So we've done that and did another road trip out to Saskatchewan as well. My boys were going to a basketball camp out at Briarcrest.
Okay,
so,
nice.
And that's actually where I graduated from. So it's always fun to go back to the stomping grounds of where I went to college and just see how ministry and sports and how my kids are getting to experience that in a similar way. So it's been a lot of fun and a lot of getting outdoors.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually really impressed that you can still do a backflip, which you've proven on social media. That wasn't AI, right? That was you?
That was one. Yeah, there's no AI. I don't know how to do AI. No, that was me. Which was pretty good seeing that I've already had like parts of my knees replaced. So I've been like trying to actually get back to being able to do those things. So I was a little worried when KFM, I know they were joking, but when they're like, hey, can you do it with a guitar? And I was like, we can have some fun. We should try this.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there because what you don't know is that my daughter is on the other end of that phone. When I was doing the bathroom, she's like, are you going to hurt yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to have mom on
she's
speed dial?
Do we need to watch this? I'm like, no, we got this. So then I did the first one. It's like, okay, now we both felt better and relieved. And then, it's been just a lot of fun to have some fun with the stations and just be able to go back and forth, Faith FM. Then you were like, hey, can you juggle? So I thought I could. So then it took me maybe too many tries that I'd like to admit, but like learning how to do that. So just being able to go back and forth with the stations has been a lot of fun over the last couple of weeks as well.
All right. So here we go. Station roll call. We have KFM and Faith FM with the challenges. Who's next?
Yeah. Guys, step up. Go ahead. Throw some semi-realistic things.
Yeah.
And
right.
I will try not to break myself, but let's have some fun.
I love it. If social media is not for that, then really what is it for?
Right. Honestly, I was talking to KFM about this, but so often we as artists and we as Christians tend to take ourselves a little too seriously. Don't get me wrong. We are making art, which has a lot of meaning to it. So in that way, it could be serious and it should be serious. But we should have a lot of fun while we're doing this. And it's summer. It's like we should be having fun outside. We should be trying to do things that are a little silly. So, if it's not the perfect time for a little bit of a contest and back and forth and shenanigans, then I don't know what time is. So.
Yeah, no, I love it. It was so fun to watch. And then I thought, could I do it? No, don't even go there, Holly.
Try.
Nope.
You'll only know if you try. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I've seen how things can go terribly wrong. Well, let's talk music. Made It All is your current single at radio, doing really well. It is number 3 for CanCon songs on both the CCRC and More Radio. So it is lovely to see stations jumping on board the song. What went into the making of Made It All?
Sure. Made It All was a song that has actually been around for years. Um, this is one of those songs that you write a course to, and a lot of songwriters would be able to relate to this. You write a course, and then you hold on to it. You maybe play it for a family member or a friend, and they're like, "That's awesome," and then it just sits on the shelf, and you're not able to do anything with it.
Hmm.
This song about celebrating God's creation and my love for being outside and my love for creation and all the details that God holds in His hands all at the same time, that has been close to my heart for, well, probably for forever. But this song has probably sat for more than a decade and just a piece of something. And then as I've been going through learning how to write better and learning from other artists through co-writes, I wanted to pick that back up and just as an artist, carry that song over the finish line. And as I began to do that, two things really came up. One, I just want to be grateful for everything that God gives us through creation. Every time we see it, it gives us a picture into His heart. And we are meant to see Him every time we look outside, every time we see the color, every time we see the shapes, every time we smell something beautiful. It is a picture and a window into who He is and how good He is. And then secondly, there is one part of creation that I feel like is particularly overlooked, and that's humanity. So when we get through to the song, and when you actually get to that middle part of the song, where it's like, the birds and the lilies in the valleys, which is, calling as a call out to what Jesus is talking about. How much more does He care about you and me? It's the smiles on our faces. It's the people that are actually made in His image, which He even says are like the best part of His creation. And it's easy for us to celebrate the trees and celebrate the sun and celebrate the fall leaves and to celebrate the beaches and all the landscapes and the mountains. But I think sometimes we have a hard time celebrating people and the diversity that we have and how all of the good parts of us help us actually see God in a clearer way, or at least can. And
Yeah.
so that was the challenge for me, and I think the challenge for my listeners as they're hearing that song is, one, we wanted to be able to celebrate. Let's not overlook the details. But then secondly, let's not overlook one of the greatest things that He made, which is you and me.
Hmm. Which is so profound, because we take a look at the wider scope of the world around us, and people are trying to protect, little animals and fish and wildlife. And then when you take a look at humanity, it's so much division, so much hurt, and that same kind of love and care doesn't seem to be that way when you take a look at the world.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we are so quick to praise the objects in this world,
Hmm.
but then at the same time, we are so quick to objectify and then light up and critique the people.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, conflict will arise, and we are meant to bring the kingdom to every conflict and try to wrestle through those things. And the diversity can bring differences, and those are the hard things to navigate. But to be able to appreciate what God has made, because He made it, and if it's good, He made it, and if He made it, then it's good. So we need
Hmm.
to be able to find the good in one another and be able to do that work as Christians.
Yeah. How do you do that personally when you're dealing with people all the time? Sometimes I don't know, I'm an extrovert, but sometimes I don't want to people.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm like
How do you navigate that?
on the Myers-Briggs, I think I'm like a 99% extrovert. Like I would like just glean in crowds all the time. But
Yeah.
you know what? There's two things that I would probably toss in there. One, as much of an extrovert as I am, I'm actually unhealthy if I don't get alone and get with God. So I can stay with a lot of people. I can have a lot of fun, but I need to be able to be alone with God and to know my identity in Him. And when my identity is secure in Him, when I know who I am, when I know that I'm here to bring His light and to show His love and to do that in the unique way that He's wired me, then I'm a better person in community, and I bring good things to community. When I forget who I am, then I tend to get defensive in community. Then I get, irked a little easier. I lack patience. I become more judgmental. So one of the easiest ways to be a better community member is to find your identity in Christ. And when you find your identity in Christ, then you don't need to be going into community worrying about how they might affect you or change you. Like that would be a fearful mindset to walk in, right? That's defensive, even at the get-go.
Mhm.
Rather, that you're bringing ingredients like good ingredients to the community. and you have something to offer. And that means that you can bring the kingdom when there is conflict that arises, because it will arise. So when it does, then you know that you have something good to bring to that.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Good notes from Reverend Jake Fretz.
That's, I think that'll like never get old. I mean,
No,
yeah.
I'm holding on to this until
Okay, fair.
like we'll be 160 and I'll still be like Reverend Jake Fretz.
And I'll be sitting there with my glasses and my old teeth and be like, all right, fine. But
Yeah,
that's
I'll accept it. Earlier in our conversation, you had mentioned the word collaboration. So,
mm,
what is coming up next for you? Are there some collaborations or new projects or live music? Like, what do we get to look
yeah,
forward
sure.
to?
You know what? So I'm always trying to collaborate with others. One, because I think there is something, magical in the chemistry of two people working together.
Hmm.
So this last year, after releasing the album last year, this current year, I've been focusing just on collaborations.
Nice.
So I've got 3 of them in the works. I'll be tracking later today, actually, to get those along. I don't want to talk about who I'm working with just yet, but
Okay.
I will say that they are Canadian artists, that
Okay.
they are people that I have yet to work with.
Ooh.
And so I wanted to diversify and learn something new from new people.
Yeah.
So something that's fun about the collaboration process is I'm getting to be stretched in as a writer and as an artist. But something that I'm also finding is it's refining my identity as an artist, and I'm getting to remember or learn and discern who I am and what I bring to the table. And that's always a really great process. So I'm actually, probably like every artist, I'm the most excited about what I'm writing right now, and I really can't wait to share these new songs with people. I think they're
Nice.
the most clearest picture of who I am yet.
Yeah, in this season.
Absolutely. And then, in addition to the collaborations, I've been playing more live music. So we just played a concert last weekend, played another one just before that, and we've been working as a full band. So there's 2 things that I've been working on. One, the storytelling and the acoustic side of just me going in and being able to share the stories around the songs and share the songs in acoustic format, so far more intimate. And if there's people who want to have me out, I love to hear from them, because this not just the songs, but the stories behind the songs are really close to my heart, and I think they're close to God's heart, and I think they'll bless people who hear them. But then we've
Mhm.
also been working just technically at a full show with the full band and everything that you could imagine that would go into one of those shows. Who knows? Maybe we'll get the backflip into the show. We'll work on that. I'm
Ooh.
working on it. I got to work my knees a little bit more, but we're working on that.
Exactly.
And we want to be able to have a concert where we can have a lot of fun and point people to Jesus, and have also create intimate moments where people can experience God's heart and his power. And I mean, that's what I'm always writing about. So we've been working on both really small and intimate gatherings, and then and a concert for that way. And then we are also working on more and more live entertainment, if you will, but
Mhm.
wholesome entertainment that's going to point people to Jesus. And it's been a lot of work and a lot of fun.
I
Quite
love
rewarding.
that.
Yeah.
Because I feel whenever I hear people saying, "Oh, we're going to be live, we're going to be performing," maybe because 2020 and 2021 were so traumatic, I just get even more excited because I'm like, "Oh, we can have live music again. This is amazing."
Right. And it's been hard for, I think, for our country to figure out how do we come back from that.
Yeah.
And in industries in other countries, or in the music industry in other countries, I think they had just I mean, on a real practical level, I think they
Mhm.
had better groundwork laid so that they could rebuild the touring, and they could rebuild the live performances, and the audience knew what to do with that and knew how to interact with those changes. Where in Canada, that's been a bit of a struggle still.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's just be honest. And any artist who's watching would agree.
Yeah.
We're just in a season where the industry is still trying to rebuild itself, uh, but that also means that the audience deserves to get something great,
Mhm.
right? So in that case, we want to work hard, and we want to be able to bring people a great experience when we do show up. So yeah, that's where my effort's been.
That's fantastic. Okay, so someone wants to book you, someone wants to hear new music, people want to stay up to date. Where do they go to find more about you?
The best thing to do is just simply take my name and slap a .com on the end of it, and you will go right to my website. So jakefretz.com. You can sign up for the email, and you won't miss out on anything. You would find my music on any of the regular places that you'll find that music. But if you want to connect with me, jake@jakefretz.com. And if you want to be able to book, jake@jakefretz.com. Really simple. Just contact me, and I would love to have a conversation with you.
Amazing. Jake, thank you so much for taking time to chat today.
Yeah, Holly, thanks so much. And thanks for taking time out of your summer. I know it's probably busy for you too.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what we do. It's always exciting to be able to support the artists that we work with. And hopefully, it will continue to build the excitement at radio with Made It All. Jake Fretz, his song currently going for ads. A massive thank you to all the stations who've already jumped on board and said yes and added it. And it's exciting to see the growth and momentum. So thank you very much for joining us today with another live chat with one of the 1016 artists. Today, Jake Fretz. Next week, you have to stay posted to our socials as well. And we'll give you some updates on times and when and where to see our next live stream.